What's good? It's JB, and today I'm finna be doing the highly requested how I mix and master my beats. So under all of my cook-up videos lately, everybody been asking me to do a video on how I mix my beats. And at first I didn't want to do one because I really don't do a lot of mixing. Like, I really level for the most part. But today I'm gonna go ahead and show you the little stuff that I do to kind of sauce up my beats when it comes to the mixing and the overall sound. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right here I got the loop to a beat that I made last night pulled up, and I'm finna be breaking down the loop and how I mixed it, and then I'm gonna show you the full beat. So for all of my sounds, regardless of what I'm using, I always like to have an EQ, and the EQ that I like to use is FabFilter Pro Q3. And this is the preset that I use on all of my sounds for real. I had a low end cut to like around right here, and I like to have the high end around +5. And the benefit of boosting high end is that this was gonna make your sounds pop for real. So now I'm gonna play it without and with the EQ so you can see the difference. So it's really like something subtle for real. You're not even gonna notice it for real. And the reason we always cut the low end out of sounds is so that way it don't clash with the 808 or the sub bass. And the next VST I put on all of my mixing tracks is a reverb. So the reverb that I like to use all the time is Valhalla Vintage Verb. And I like to have my mix around 10 to 20%, the decay around like probably 0.50 to like 160 most of the time. Probably closer to like right here though. And the reason why I had a decay around 1.60, because if you had a decay too high, then it's gonna start clashing. So I'm gonna show you how this sounds. And we don't want the reverb to be causing everything to clash. The whole point of reverb is to be as an accent. We want the reverb to make everything pop and be more fuller. So that's why I like to have my decay around like 1.60. And the only other thing I like to edit on Valhalla Vintage Verb is the low cut. So I have around like 360. So that's pretty much all I do for the reverb. And then depending on what I'm making in the moment, I might change this and have the mix higher. Like if it's some vocals that I want to stand out more, then I might have the mix knob a little higher, or I might have the decay even higher too. So that's all I really do for the mixing for the most part. And I had this on every track. And those are two main VSTs that I use on every mixing track. EQ and a reverb. And another VST I like to use to kind of sauce up my sounds is FabFilter Timeless 3. And all that is kind of like a subtle delay. So I got this preset I use, I call it short, but this is the official preset name. So I had like the wet to like right there, and it's like a little subtle delay. So I'm gonna show you how that sounds. So as you can see, it's like a real subtle delay, like you're not even gonna notice it. And then for the rest of my mixing tracks, I do the same thing. And as you can see, I got the same thing on every mixing track. So I got an EQ and a reverb. So now I'm adding each sound so you can see how they come together with the presets that I just showed you. And then on this bell sound right here that I added, I actually used a different delay. And the delay that I used on this sound was Delay Eternity. And this is the Arturia plugin. And the only thing I changed on here was the wet knob. I turned that down to like around that much. And for my delay, I like to always set it to 1/2 a beat. So here go how this delay sound. So the difference with this delay and Timeless 3 is that when you use this VST, you're gonna actually hear it. So it's something I use when I'm using like a tubular bell or even like vocals or guitars, something I want to be emphasized. And I actually use this VST on the other sound that I added too. And I actually had made this loop like only using the Sky Keys VST to like try something different. Cause I'm always experimenting, like I'm always trying something new. Like somebody had asked me the other day, like if I ever get beat blocked, and honestly, I'm always experimenting, trying something new. So like you never know what I'm finna come with on the beat. So I'm always trying something new that people ain't heard. So here go how the full thing sound. comes to the master on all of my loops, I use this VST on all of my loops, the guard particle. I just take the guard particle and then I just put it on there. I don't edit nothing on there. So here go how I sound without the guard particle. So you can see how that's real low. But when we add the guard particle, so this really like the salt and pepper, the extra seasoning on your melodies to make them pop out. And the only other VST that I like to use a lot that I haven't showed so far is this other VST called Endless Smile by Data Life. This is like another reverb VST I like to use a lot when it comes to like my vocals or anything ambient. So if you want anything to be super like big, spacey, then this is the VST. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the full beat. I'm gonna show you how I mix my full beats with the drums now. So when it comes to my beats, this is when I really don't do any mixing at all for real. Like I really just do leveling. So the only mixing I like to do on my beats is that I have a track that the loop is on, and here it's on track 10. So I have an EQ preset where the low end cut out, so that way I can make sure it's not clashing with the 808. And then for my master preset, I'll just use a soft clipper and then I'll add to the high end. And this was actually a master preset I had got from a kit, but it's pretty simple for the most part. Just a soft clipper and then an EQ boosting the high end. And the whole point of boosting the high end on the master of your beats is so that way stuff like the hi-hat and the snare and the claps can pop out way more. And as you can see on my drums, I don't have no type of mixing presets on them. It's not even linked to any channels. So I don't mix my drums at all. I just level and have good sound selection. So now I'm finna show you how it sound all together.
Hey, JB, jbsaucedup.
As you can see on the breakdowns of the beat, I had brought back in the low end. And all I had basically did was add an automation track, so that way I was able to turn off the EQ, so that way the low end is able to come back in on the breakdowns of the beat. And I also took the low end EQ off on the intro because that's when I want the sub bass to be emphasized. And the only time we need the low cut EQ is when the 808 playing. And that's really all I do when it comes to mixing. I know sometimes people's stuff might not be hitting as hard and they might be thinking that it's mixing, but it's really probably just the sounds that you're using. If you got the right sounds in your beats, you don't need to do a whole lot of mixing. If you put everything together right and level it properly, then you good. Like with my 808, it ain't no secret mixing sauce to how I make my 808s hit hard. I just turn it up and I turn the velocity up. It's as simple as that. Like, it's kind of funny because like so many people want to know the mixing sauce, but like it's not really no mixing sauce. You just got to have the right sounds and put stuff together properly. It's as simple as that. Like I don't put any effects on any of my drums. At the most, I might have like a little delay on a perk sound or something like that, like as an accent, but I don't put no type of effects to make my drums hit harder. The only really sauce to making your drums hit harder is using soft clipper, because when you use soft clipper, that's when you're gonna really notice the difference between how your drums hit. So I don't put anything on the 808 channel itself, but the master channel is definitely what plays a role in making your beats hit harder. As long as you got a soft clip on your master, you should be good when it comes to having an 808 to hit hard. And we actually just at 20K subs right now. So if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe. If you got any value from this video, then like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. And also, if you want to learn from me more one-on-one, this could be a link to my mentorship in the description, where you can learn more sauce just like this. I'm out. Stay blessed. JB.